Plant City Bonsai. I'm Steve Craddy, and I'm standing among my sea of junipers. The numbers are growing, and so is the drama of each plant. At the edge of the sea of the junipers, I'm getting ready to release a new group of Japanese bamboo called Mosho. This has been a 7-year endeavor. I'm so excited about having this variety that will be for sale later this year. If you'll notice, the size of this cane already is very, very dramatic. But if you can imagine, it will be it'll be 2.5 times this size in about 3 years. I'm obviously very passionate about the bonsai, but I also enjoy doing gardens, Japanese style gardens. And of course, one of the main elements for a Japanese garden is Japanese maple. And I'm so fortunate this year to have the best group ever. What's very exciting to me about these is that they are locally grown. First, they're locally grafted and grown here. And that makes all the difference in the world in establishing a new tree. Just going to walk down the line of different ones. This is called the Shoujo. Beautiful spring. In the spring, the buds come out a soft pink. It's unbelievable to see this on a maple tree. One of my favorite varieties over the years is Kashima. This would be a delightful landscape tree, or if you're young enough, a 20-year endeavor to create an awesome bonsai. This variety is known as Tamukiyama, and this one here at the end is Red Dragon, also one of my favorites. Beautiful fall color. I have a small release of Meta Sequoia, which is the Dom Redwood. These are fast-growing trees, and these give a texture to a garden that nothing compares. It's just an awesome element to soften a landscape. This has been one of the perennial favorites in other videos, and lots of pictures taken of this forest. It's the Meta Sequoia Dom Redwood. Sandy just gave it its summer trim, and it's really been opened up. It's really needed this, and in about a month it will be totally filled out. One of the hardiest varieties that I call it a learning tree, is the Ilex Schillings, which is a Yopine. This is an example of an older piece here, and right here is the granddaddy. This one has the name Lord of the Ring. Certainly over 100 years old. Probably the second most photographed tree in my history. Notice it has more of like a cavern. Totally hollowed out stump. When we did our early spring video, I introduced you to the trident maples that I'm sitting in front of, one to my right. And they weren't leafed out then, and I just wanted to show how dramatic they look in foliage. Right beside them are some pretty spectacular tree species, maple species. This is called Tomahime. In my career, the largest Tomahime I have seen has been maybe pencil and a half thick at the base with a fairly nice canopy. I now have a giant. This is a prime example why I wish everyone who loves bonsai can visit my nursery. This is one of the trident maples that I purchased from the Warren Hill collection, and I was pleasantly surprised when this fully leafed out that the leaves are uniformly very minute in size. It's just a dream come true tree. Look at the base on that, Navarre. My favorite place in my nursery for folks to shop in the summertime is my rectangular canopy. It has a 50% shade cloth. It's very pleasant just about any time of the day. So I try to congregate a lot of my really cool ones that are very ready for sale into this room. Very unusual offering here. This is a Canadian hemlock collected from Highlands, North Carolina, and it's probably 40 years old in the making. Done in a literati style. or slant. We have corkbark elms, elegant azaleas, Zelkova graybark elm. It's been in previous videos. It's getting better. It's getting twiggier by the season. Very old Kingsville boxwood. Another very old Kingsville boxwood. This tree, I've even talked about this one before. This tree actually was started from a cutting by a gentleman in Atlanta. And so he didn't allow any negatives to occur. And it's just a textbook awesome tree. This tree here is Styrex japonica, also known as Japanese snowbell. Uniquely, it blooms a droplet-shaped bloom in white. It's awesome. Also, when they get older, they have a very nice exfoliated bark. Dwarf podocarpus. Most podocarpus leaves are 3 to 4 inches in length. This is full-length foliage, averaging about an inch. In a very early video this year, we introduced you to this tree from Mr. Ishii. It's a European olive. Notice the beautiful bark and how healthy. It's loving living here in Georgia. I think we found the appropriate pot for it. This is a great representation of what you can turn one of my sea of junipers in raw form into. Notice that how cool the trunk moves. You have built-in pads. This tree was styled this year. As you already know, my main concentration in bonsai is hardy temperate zone plants. This year, we have a renewed interest in the subtropical, especially the ones that are fairly easy for folks to take care of. The tree I'm standing beside here is Jaboticaba, and they are one of the easiest to care for indoor plants. What I like about it is it looks more tree. It looks more tree form than the typical indoor picks that we normally have. Notice the bark, how it exfoliates. As this tree becomes aged, meaning 20 years plus, it will actually produce fruits, very tasty fruits. And the unique thing about the Jaboticaba is the fruits do not produce on the limbs. They connect to the trunk. Sandy and I have been traveling to California for vacation and tree purchasing, and we love the coastal redwood. Outside of the cabin that we stay in is a 200-foot tall coastal redwood. Unlike the dawn redwoods, they retain their foliage. We just entered our main room for displaying dramatic trees. This is a pine cypress, easily could be 200 years old. Look at the wide base and how quickly it tapers. Notice the formation of the cones, the fruits. I always have to mention my Kyushu Shimpaku. We have a wonderful selection of these miniatures, and each one is unique and dramatic. The selection of Shimpaku and pine is incredible. Sebastian's going to give you a view of what is available. Thanks for taking the time to view this video. I'm excited that I was finally able to show you my Mosho bamboo, my Japanese maples that I'm so excited about, and my incredible array of bonsai trees that are ready So please give me a call. Look to hear from you soon.